So, we've decided to take off to Sylvan Heights Waterfowl Park over in Scotland Neck, North Carolina. This is a place we visited many times before. I love to take pictures of the birds over there. It's a little over 100 miles. We're probably going to end up supercharging for a short time at the Rocky Mount Supercharger. Johnny wants to stop in and see how that all works. He hasn't been to a supercharger yet, so that should be pretty cool. I'm getting ready to plug in the trip to the car's navigation system. I just looked briefly in the house at the, the Supercharger network and Google Maps just to kind of do a quick trip planning activity. It's in the 70s, upper 70s, supposed to be low 80s today. The sun's in and out. It's a little humid, but it's not as bad as some of those excruciating 90+ degree days we've had recently. So I thought it would be a good day to get in a trip. Right, guys?
Right.
Yeah, looking forward to the ride. So I guess we haven't been seeing round trip information because I have not had this set to on. So I'm going to try setting that to on. See what that does. Okay, so I see now that you can scroll this here. So that's good. And I guess it shows the end of the thing. It shows us getting to Scotland Neck. I guess I was hoping to see what it thought was the right track to come back home. Well, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go to Scotland Neck on US 64, take 97 over, take 97 back to 64, hop over to the Rocky Mount Supercharger, and then for a little bit of juice, and then continue on home. So whatever it's trying to tell me it thinks we should do, I have no intention of getting on 495 East.
Okay, so I'm watching the 13th Doctor announcement, and I'm really excited right now. We have no idea who it is currently, so this is going to be awesome. So far, it's just a cloaked, mysterious figure walking around. Kind of looks, I don't know, can't tell yet. Okay. There's the key from the teaser trailer. There's the TARDIS. It's a girl. It's a girl doctor.
Really? Is this the first girl?
Yeah, this is the first female doctor.
Wow.
In entire Doctor Who. And wow. That's gonna... Wow. I could... wow.
So who is it?
It's not telling us yet. Introducing Jodie Whittaker, the 13th Doctor. Wow.
Wow, I assume that might be Whittaker. I'll look at it, but
I can't pronounce it. It's probably Whittaker.
Well, that's pretty exciting. So these new episodes are in December?
Well, the Christmas special is in December. Then they're probably gonna wait a year to air.
Oh wow, so you'll be waiting a while.
Yeah, but it's gonna be worth it.
Way cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So the car is estimating 1% on arrival back home now. It's pretty hot out today. We navigated in the car with the air conditioning running for 10 or 15 minutes trying to get my act together before I left. I guess I'll be interested to see once we drop below 1%, which I'm fully expecting to happen on the way over there, what it'll do then. Maybe then it'll route us back through the Supercharger. I don't know. So the car is now showing our return at a -3%. But it hasn't done any other, well, -2% now, it changes. But it still hasn't done anything to show us coming back through the Supercharger. So I'm less confused by what Google Maps in the car was telling me now. So 111 is really also 258. 97 and 258 off of 64 are the two ways I know to get over to Scotland Neck. One is a little more scenic. One is newer and a little faster. I'm going to stay on 258 on the way over and take the scenic route in like the car's telling me. And then I'm probably going to take 97 back out from over there because I know that that route's good too. So right now it's showing us at 38 miles, 41 minutes left, and we're at 0% for the return when we get back home. So it's uneventful so far. I am finding that the traffic aware cruise control is great, but I haven't stayed in autopilot a lot today. Keep on getting kicked out. The car is a little bit all over the road, so with me holding onto the steering wheel, when it moves, it kicks itself out. And I've put it back in several times, but just kind of got tired of doing that. Happy with just the cruise control feature right now. So the car's lost its connectivity here in Scotland Neck. That's not a huge surprise. We don't have very good cell service on our phones when we come to Scotland Neck, so I'm not surprised the car can't stream anything right now either. So it was 113 miles over here. Took us 2 hours and 8 minutes, and we averaged 324 watt hours per mile, which is not too bad. So we have better coverage, cell service for the car now that we're actually over here at Sylvan Heights, and I have navigated back to home, and it's showing us stopping at the Rocky Mount Supercharger and charging for approximately 15 minutes. Then we get home with 23% charge. So I'm sure we'll charge for at least 15 minutes, but that's looking like what I expected. Alright, so we're here and we're getting ready to go in, see some birds. We'll probably walk around for at most a couple hours since it's summer and it is a little hot and humid out there, but you know, we've been here before, so we don't need to. I promised Joey we wouldn't stay too long today. But we'll take some pictures, see some birds, have a good time, and then pile back in the car. Well, we can always tell we're here as soon as we get out of the car and approach the ticket office visitor center. We always hear the birds in the background. Oh, look at the Hummer up there on their feeder. Way cool. In the visitor center, they always have an incubator with some chicks in it. Not sure what these guys are today. Sometimes we get to hold them on the way out. When you come out of the visitor center, you're greeted with this water area, which is home to a wide variety of ducks and a few birds. My favorite in here is the wood duck. It's hot to be here in the summertime, but the flowers are helping to make it worthwhile. They have some really nice planter baskets. And then these pink trees up here are crepe myrtle. Looking very lovely. We've seen several hummingbirds since we came into the park, just on the flowers alone. Lots of bees, happy on those flowers. So all of the bird areas are enclosed by a fence with a net on top, and they have doors that you open, go in, and then close behind you. Thank you, Johnny. And the birds are grouped together, usually by country.
This is Africa.
Joey says this is Africa.
want some food?
So if you come here, you can buy a camera pass and they'll give you a key and you can unlock these little plexiglass areas so that you can put your camera through the hole and not have to shoot through the fence. I've never done that, but I always think about it. These are African hornbills, a very interesting bird. They have a really unique looking beak that helps with their habitat. They have eyelashes, really interesting eyelashes, these birds. And the eyelashes are used to help keep sand out of their eyes in the desert. So this goose right here is a Canadian barren goose, Cape Barren goose, and his or her name is Matilda. She's kind of like the park mascot. Hi, Matilda. Hi. You gonna come visit? Hello, Matilda. Hi.
Mama, you
See the black swans?
why?
It's always fun to come down here in the spring when they have babies.
Mama, you feed me.
So these guys are wreathed hornbills. What an interesting bird. This is a kookaburra. He has a very loud bird song or call, but he's being quiet right now. So the last few times we've been here, they've been building on this new exhibit and it's opened and finished today, so we're gonna go inside and check it out. This is an eastern tiger swallowtail, and it's on oak leaf hydrangea. How beautiful. I love birds, but I probably love butterflies even more. One of my favorite exhibits here, although very hard to see and photograph well, is this pair of Eurasian eagle owls. They're just gorgeous. They have the most beautiful eyes. Just look at all the flamingos. Young and older. to open their feathers for me? Who wants to open their feathers?
Yeah, the flamingos are hungry. They're eating my food.
So Johnny has a little bag of bird seed that they sell here at the park, and some of the birds are hungry and want to be fed and others don't. Just depends. But it is fun for the kids to do the feeding. This is true in some cases. These are domicile cranes. And when they're mating and have babies and breeding, they really don't like folks in there with them. In this part of Sylvan Heights, you walk through a series of fences, going through an area for Europe with ducks, here an area for North American ducks, and then proceeding on to where the parrots and scarlet ibis are. These are Hawaiian geese. They're pretty tame. Johnny enjoys feeding them more than any other bird during our visit.
That's not more.
More, they say. More.
Yes, more. And I got extra. I know you guys are hungry. Eat up. Let's go. I'm sorry.
Hey, Johnny. You're looking hot there, bud. Wow, the park has so many flamingos today. Just wow. I don't know how good you can see them, but in this tree are the scarlet ibis. It's probably trying to stay cool like everybody else. Wow, the big parrot is really close to the fenced area today. Let me see him. Yeah, we wish he would talk to us. Hey buddy, how are you? Hey buddy.
Oh, you want a cracker?
Yeah, he's hot too. We're all hot today.
Mom, there's another one over here too, but different pattern.
Yep. You gonna talk to me again? You got anything to say? So we've been outside for what, about an hour now?
Probably an hour and 20.
And it is pretty hot out there. And halfway through the park they have what?
Air conditioning.
That's right, they have a bathroom. And they've got some poison dart frogs and bees and other things in here, but it's air conditioned. So we can just come in for a minute and sit down and air conditioning, sweet, cool, refreshing air conditioning. Hey Johnny. So this is one of our favorite things to do here. This is called the landing zone for obvious reasons. You have to be a little brave. Right, Johnny? Johnny?
Yep. No. Does he even want this girl over me?
Yeah, the lady said today that the birds have been interested in people's sweat, not just the food. They want the salt.
Hello.
They added this a couple years ago, and it's very popular with everyone who walks in here pretty much. He wants you. He likes you.
Okay, that's really nice of him. No, when another one comes, another one goes. When another one goes, another one goes.
And another one comes, and another one comes, another one jumps on Joey. Hey, they're gonna get you.
I got a passenger.
Oh God.
I
My favorite bird, the Victoria crowned pigeon. Joey, don't panic.
They're making me want to panic more, genius.
It's just a few birds.
Yeah, it's like 10.
They let you feed the flamingos in here too, but our experience is that they're not usually very hungry. It kind of tickles when they take the food out of your hand. Hi guys. Hi. So we stayed about 2 hours at Sylvan Heights like I figured. We had a good time. It was hot out there though. We were glad to get back to the car and get a cold water. We're gonna start our trek back toward home via the Rocky Mount Supercharger, and I think we're gonna be good. There is rain out there, but it's not here right now, and hopefully it won't be at the Supercharger. I discovered this Victorian era house on one of my trips to Sylvan Heights a few years ago, and it's just off Main Street, and I like to come over and look at it whenever we come to town. I just think it's has so much potential and is so beautiful. So we're here at the Rocky Mount Supercharger. We have a 59-mile range left on our battery, but the car is telling us we would be at -4% if we went straight home and didn't stop. So we're gonna plug in here for a little bit. Looks like there's a Texas Steakhouse Saloon and a couple of hotels around, but not really the McDonald's or Starbucks or other fast food kind of place that we would have preferred, since we're not looking to eat dinner. So far we've gone 156.7 miles, and our watt hours per mile is 339. That's not too bad considering we are doing some interstate driving here on 64. So Johnny, just so you know, you press the button and the door automatically opens.
Cool.
Okay. It's this blue, white, depending if you're inside, outside colors, letting you know that it's ready. And if it starts flashing green, you're good to go.
Cool.
How simple was that?
Pretty
Maybe
simple.
next time I'll let you do it, now that you're trained. So I'm here at the Rocky Mount Supercharger in North Carolina. Looks like there are 8 stalls here. There's one other S. There's a Texas saloon, steakhouse, and an Outback, and a bunch of hotels, but no fast food convenience places. I'm not charging very fast. We're getting like 58 kilowatts, you know, 160 mile per hour charging. It's about half what it could be. We're just going to charge up long enough to have a little bit of a margin and then head on to the house. I am quite pleased though that it is not raining. Thrilled that it's not raining. Now if it'll just stay dry till we get all the way home, that would be great. So we're up to 86 kilowatts now, 183 miles per hour. It's sped up just a little bit from when we pulled in and plugged in. All right, we've got an extra 30% pushing to get to the house, and the car says we're ready to go. The handle's pretty hot, I just want to note, and we did not have a very fast charging experience, but we're ready to go. You see how it went from green back to blue, and then I pulled. I pressed the button to tell it I was ready to disengage. All right, so we're good to go.